Good morning, Molly.
Good morning.
How are you this morning?
I'm okay.
You're okay?
Yeah.
Alright. Been adjusting well to the Haven?
Yeah, it's okay.
Okay. Well, thank you for showing up for session today. I know you haven't been feeling that well, adjusting to going through detox and being newly sober. And I just want to acknowledge that, first off, as a strength that I see in you, just your willingness to be here and to be sober. And I know you've expressed perhaps ambivalence about changing and, pursuing sobriety or not. And one thing I wanted to go over with you is something that's called decisional balance. So essentially it's this little chart, and it's gonna, we're gonna discuss essentially the benefits and pros of making a change and perhaps the cost of making that change. So we'll go over that, and then if you're open to it, we'll talk about the benefits and pros of not changing and the costs and cons of not changing. So the pros and cons of changing and then not changing. I think it'd be really good for us to just kind of explore where you're at and have a visual of what it would be the pros and cons of both. Are you open to that?
Sure.
Okay. So making a change, being sober, that sustained sobriety, what would be a benefit of being able, or not being able, but a benefit of staying sober?
I don't know, I guess maybe, I think maybe I don't have to spend the money on it, so that money can go to like bills and debts and stuff like that.
So saving money, especially when it comes to like debt and other costs. Yeah. That's definitely very valid. Everything's expensive nowadays, and being able to save costs instead of spending the money on substances, being able to direct it into more perhaps important things. What would be another benefit or pro of sobriety?
I think maybe I'd be able to I don't know, I'm not sure how much I really want to hang out with people, but that maybe could be an option if I wasn't using substances.
Yeah. Is it in a way maybe meeting new people in sobriety or being open to that possibility? Did I get that right?
Maybe. I wonder, I've thought about reconnecting with other people too, that before all of this and stuff, but I don't know what that would really look like, if it's good or not to do, but.
Yeah, so just the possibility of reconnecting with people and making new connections.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. That's definitely important. I would like to do just one more that we can think of, if you can. No pressure. Another benefit of sobriety.
Well, right now I don't feel like I have the energy or anything, but maybe, pursuing something, going back to school or something, maybe looking for a job that feels more that I want to be there rather than just gets a paycheck,
Pursuing goals, such as a job that you genuinely enjoy doing or going back to school. Those are definitely great goals. All right. Now I'm just going to ask you to take a moment and think of what would be the negatives of sobriety.
I guess I don't like dealing with my feelings and stuff, and I feel like when I'm not using substances, I don't have a way of dealing with them.
So dealing with things, being sober and not having substances to go to?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's definitely hard, especially in the beginning. What else would be a negative?
I feel like when I use substances, I'm kind of isolated. It's kind of lonely.
Yeah. So that would be a negative of sobriety? Or the cost of being sober?
Oh, yeah. kind of, maybe it is a little bit of that, like what if I'm sober and I can't connect with people, that type of thing.
Yeah. Difficulty connecting with others. Yeah. Would you be able to identify or think about one more cost?
I don't know.
That's okay. We can leave that there. You're doing great. Thank you. Let's talk about the benefits of not changing, being in relapse, using substances. What would be a benefit of that?
I don't have to deal with my feelings. Just kind of numb. I like that.
Staying numb and not having to face difficult emotions? Yeah. Avoidance piece almost.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah. What would be another benefit?
I don't know, sometimes it makes me, I just feel better, but
How so?
It makes me forget this bad stuff, I guess.
You've identified having a lot of difficulty in your life, so forgetting the bad stuff like that.
Yeah.
And another benefit of not changing, if you can think of one.
I guess I don't have to think about my responsibilities, so it feels easier.
Easier to forget responsibilities?
Or just not worry about them.
Not worry. Definitely. Alright, doing great. Let's go into the last one of what would be the negative effects of not changing, the cons of being in relapse.
I kind of think maybe it's like kind of what I was talking about before, the isolation piece. Don't have any real connections. People I'm with, I'm not really connecting with them, they're just kind of there.
So it's like a fake connection in a way, and isolation. Yeah. Can you identify one or two more?
So the cons of being like relapsing, you said, right? Spending money I really don't have on substances.
Yeah. Spending money that you don't have, a lot of money on substances to support the addiction, essentially.
Yeah. I think years ago, like before everything happened with my husband, and or even like when I was younger, even than that, before I even got married, I guess I had like a lot of goals and stuff like that, and I was just in a very different headspace, and so I don't know, maybe a con is like doesn't really match what I hoped for in my life or the way that I wanted to have my life,
Yeah, definitely. Thank you for sharing that piece. A lot was different years ago when your husband passed, and even when you were younger, and definitely things have changed.
Yeah, and I think with the substances, I'm not living according to the way that I used to,
Would you say because of using, not living to like values?
Yeah, maybe that's what I'm trying to say,
Well, I think, that is a good place to start and just kind of see where we're at. When you look at this, what stands out to you? How was doing this, or anything that comes to mind?
Yeah, just even like developing that, I never would have thought of doing things in that way.
Mm.
Um, puts a lot of perspective on like what could possibly change if I stay in sobriety.
Yeah. Additional insight?
Yeah.
Yeah, of course. Of course. Well, I want to keep a copy of this for myself and make a copy for you. And that way, just a continued way to check in. And if you find you want to add more to this list, by all means you can.
Yeah.
And I just want to acknowledge the strength I see in you in trying something new.
Thanks.
And being vulnerable. It's definitely not easy, and I just want to acknowledge that, you know, I appreciate the trust. And yeah, do you have any questions before we conclude today's session?
I don't think so.
Okay, well, I just want to say thank you for coming to session. I know it's our second session, like I said, and I really look forward to working with you and being on this journey of sobriety with you.
Cool.
I hope you have a good day.
Thanks.